for a stronger story, because a lot of times what you lack of production value, you could absolutely make up in a tight story.
Absolutely. And we're story people.
Absolutely.
We live for the story. You can have $10 to make your movie. Have a great story.
Super dialogue, go back. I've often said before, just a couple more rewrites would get it. But here's where it really falls down for me. At the end of the movie, some of the continuity for, like, what was going on.
You mean the editing?
Yeah, it was just awful.
Yeah, fire the editor, fire the writer.
Scenes didn't make sense. You're moving one direction in the camera, and your camera comes in the other way, and people were
like, "Wait, how'd she get over there?" She was just
outside. Yeah, she's in the house now.
She was running into the woods. How'd she get back over here? Yeah. Well, you know what? And I had to bring up A Feast of Flesh. Well, there's Feast of Flesh and A Feast of Flesh. I'm talking about the so-called vampire one. So god-awful. Don't even get me started, because I've been accused of going gangsta on that movie. So we won't go there.
Okay.
But I can bash that movie because the people that worked on it didn't care, and they said so in the extra. Like, we just had to hurry up and get this thing put out. Okay, you know what? You didn't care then.
Don't ever say that to us.
Don't ever say that.
Yeah.
This movie, Werewolf Rising, I don't know what was going on here, but if they did care and that was the best they could do, then I'm so sorry. But it had that feeling of, we don't care.
By the end of it, at least, that's what it felt like. And I don't want to call necessarily other people out for their acting as being extremely bad, but like when a couple of other characters, there's a very small cast of this.
I was going to say, careful, because there's only a few people in it. We've already said that we really liked Bill Oberst Jr. and that we liked our main girl.
Yeah. So there's that. But then when other people appeared on the screen, like it just went down. It's like, I'm like, oh my God, there he is again. What's he going to say? What's he going to do?
It was funky, because again, the story had an issue.
Yeah.
Because the story was just kind of bad anyway, and then with the dialogue, you could at least have some kind of clever exchanges or something interesting.
Right.
Then maybe you could glaze over the story a little more, but everything was so stark and naked.
Yeah.
Bad story, and the dialogue and the flat delivery of, I'm a suck actor. I'm going to say that. I'm not.
We have to find that clip. We have to find that clip.
What clip is that?
Will Vernon give us a release for that so that we can? I'm sure I'll have to ask him.
No, it ended up on the cutting room floor. It was that bad. I couldn't even say yes. I mean, I was that bad. I suck as an. So I mean, I don't like to criticize other people's acting because I would not do any better. But it's hard to watch. Some people can put up with that. Some people love these.
I like So Big movies. I like So Bad It's Good. But
yeah, I guess I'm not one of those people. I can't put up with it. So I'm sorry.
There were a couple of things that were good though that I did appreciate.
Okay,
about
like
the
what?
cinematography. There was a shot in the kitchen, which was lined up great. Where our heroine appears on screen. She comes on screen, and her reflection is also captured in one of the counter, or one of the cabinets. Okay. One of the cabinet doors that's open, and she appears on the screen in a couple places. Like, hey, that's kind of clever. They took some time to set this up. It looks good.
Right.
The shot, some of the shots of her on the porch. They had the camera on the ground, and they shot up, and you talked about the lighting on that one as being kind of harsh or whatever.
Right.
But I still thought it was a good shot. So they tried.
Yeah.
And I love them for that.
Whoever was working the camera, that's okay. We'll keep the cameraman. And so watch it be like, was it the same person?
Was it the same person doing everything? Perhaps because the director and the writer were the same.
Right. I still want to fire the editor, so I hope the camera person didn't edit their own work, because if they did, they messed it up.
Well, some of the stuff at the end, but there were some montage scenes. Some of the scenes with Bill Oberst Jr., just the flashes.
I liked that.
They were really good and well done. So,
yeah, well, it's Bill Oberst Jr. too.
There's that too, sure. But I mean, like I said, the guy that put it together, the cinematographer, whoever did that, did a great job. It was uneven at best, but all in all, bad.
Yeah.
Bad.
Yeah, I liked the scenery. I liked where they did their filming and stuff, though I got tired of a couple, like, you kind of got those same angles over and over, the lake, the house, the woods, the lake, the house, the woods, the church, the lake, the woods, the house. It was like, okay. I liked the beginning when you were, I don't know, we were like, oh, do they have a drone? Or like, how'd they get those awesome?
There were some nice shots in there, yeah.
Yeah, it was beautiful scenery, and I was like, okay, yeah, I'm kind of feeling this. I like this, you know? But, so I did like some of that stuff, and like you said, those crazy flashy sequences with Belle in them, those were when the girl was having a nightmare. Like when she was sleeping, she'd have these, you're not sure what they are at the time, a premonition, a memory, you know. I liked that. Those were the only two things I have written here that I liked.
Yeah. I
liked the setting and the scenery, and I liked those, I liked when she was having her nightmares.
Okay.
And I liked her. I would like to see her in something
else.
Well,
she's been in a few other things and some definite horror movies, so we'll have to check her out.
Okay, good. Yeah.
Melissa Carnell. And, yeah, she was in Boggy Creek and a couple other things that we'll have to check out.
Boggy Creek? Did they redo the old Boggy Creek?
2010.
Wow.
So we'll have to check that out.
See, and now let's...
But hey, you know what? She's also got more recent work like in Ray Donovan, like on TV. So like she's working currently too. So...
Oh, good.
That's good.
Yeah, because I'm always... Every now and then we watch something where I'm just very sad for someone who's in a movie, and it's like, oh man, I can tell they really have talent and they're good at this, but this movie's making them look bad.
Yeah.
And it wasn't her fault.
Well, those people that stand out, you know...
Yeah.
Do get work eventually, or
you know
whatever,
what? And as for Bill Oberst Jr., he's going to show up in everything because he's wonderful, and everybody hires him for these awesome parts. Yeah. You know, you need that creepy guy, you need the monster guy, you need someone that's very different. Everybody hires him. So, I mean, if he's in it, I'm going to watch it anyway. I don't mind that he's in these piece of crap movies. It's what I don't want to say it's what he does. That's not all he does, though. He is he's a stage actor.
Yeah.
He does so many awesome things. He's been in, you know, things we've seen him on the History Channel and documentaries, you know, historical pieces, and he is an awesome actor. Yeah. But, you know, the horror movie industry has taken notice of him, and they hire him for anytime they want something cool and different.
And he's willing to work, which is awesome.
Oh yeah,
he hasn't got beyond that or above that or whatever.
Yeah, so he's great. He'll do anything for anybody. I mean, I hear he's a wonderful person and just an awesome guy. So yeah, I love that he was in it. I'm just sad for everything else.
For everything else. Okay.
And again, and I changed the name of the title of the movie.
You did? Uh-huh.
Yes. Well, it was Warewolf Rising.
Uh-huh.
I renamed it Werebat Rising.
Werebat Rising.
Werebat.
Okay.
Did that look like a wolf to you? Did it look like a werewolf?
Oh, yeah, you're kind of right, and I think I did include that in the artwork.
Looked like a bat. It was more of a bat face for me. When I saw it, I was like, "What?
Yeah,
what is that?"
You'll have to go to our Facebook page, Vices and Teramo on Facebook, and you can see some of the images, and I got a little bit here and there, and some of the other things we talk about during this podcast.
Yes.
I didn't include in the show artwork, but you can go there and see just a bunch of images that I threw together in a folder for this show, and you'll see exactly what Lori's talking about with that werebat.
Not good.
So,
and did you want to say anything else about? I mean, it's sometimes we get accused of not saying what the movie is about. I mean, all we said was this girl moves into her old family house. It's basically that, and then there's the old creepy. I liked him at first. Wayne, the caretaker, old family friend. He knew her parents and whatnot. He turned out to be a creep.
Yeah.
You find out that he's a pedophile, I guess. They worked that in somehow. And then he has a nephew named Johnny Lee who keeps coming around.
Yeah.
And like Wayne's like, oh, Johnny Lee's coming around. Here's a gun.
Here's a gun.
Here's a gun in case he comes back. We're like, what?
Wow, that seems harsh. But...
So it was so nutty. So it was like Emma living in the house, Wayne, the creepy caretaker, the older guy, and his nephew, Johnny Lee, who the main girl, Emma, like instantly she's like totally in love with Johnny Lee. And I'm like, she would so not go for him. He's squatting in a church that's on the other side of the woods. So it's just like one scene after another of weird exchanges between these people.
Yeah.
I don't know. And then at nighttime you hear noises outside. Like, I don't know. And then there was some overlying, we've got Bill Oberst Jr. in the beginning. He's an escaped convict or something, and he's got some girl in a car, and he was a victim of bad writing too, Bill. Yeah. We love you, Bill. He's out there, he gets attacked, she gets attacked. You forget about that. That happens in the very first scene. And then it's not until the very end that they bring that up again, and then they try to tie it all together. And to me, it was just a fail. Yeah. I see what they were trying to do. You learn some things about Emma. There's supposed to be a twist. It was kind of a failure for me.
Yeah.
It was bad. Yeah. It could be reworked, maybe. There's a good story.
It absolutely could be reworked. Yes. And like I said, some of the things that I mentioned earlier and stuff, there were ways of tying that story in tighter.
Yeah, there's a good story in there somewhere.
Yeah.
You just gotta flesh it out a little more.
Yeah, instead of just fleshing this.
Okay, I give it 1 star.
Ooh.
I hated it. I don't ever want to see it again.
I gotta give it 2 stars at least. What is 2 stars? Didn't like it?
Didn't like it.
Didn't like it, but there were some, if you're into so big movies, this is just plain bad, but it would give you something else to talk about. They gave us something to talk about.
I guess.
So, okay. Yeah, let's talk about garbage in, garbage out then.
All right.
Don't you know that we can throw the horizontal? We can throw the vertical too. We gonna make a couch potato out of you. That's what we gonna do now. Don't change the channel.
And yes, I did say talk about it, because here's some garbage we put in. What did you think about Gotham?
It was great.
I'm really excited for it to be back, and the direction it's going. It's finally kind of feeling like it's getting there, because I kind of was, that last season was kind of, even with Jeffrey Combs in it appearing in there briefly.
Yeah.
I was kind of like losing my luster, my gusto for it.
Okay, I was gonna say, you weren't losing your luster.
No, I wasn't, but
it was losing its luster.
I was maybe not the fan, but it seems to be going in the right direction now.
It was still okay, and I was absolutely never thought like, I could maybe take it or leave it. I wasn't there yet.
I was getting there.
Really?
Yeah, I was, but not quite, but just for even me to veer in that direction, something that's loosely Batman based or whatever, or you know what I mean? That takes quite a bit for me to even start to think that.
Well, there were a few characters and things going on in the first season that I really could have done without. Mm-hmm. But I heard that some of these people were not going to be around the second season and whatnot. I don't want to spoil anything for anybody. Bye, fish. Thank goodness. And I don't feel so bad now, because the other day I listened to a lot of talk radio, and I don't remember whose show it was on KFI, but like everybody was talking about how annoying Fish Mooney was on there and how they could almost not watch it because of her. Yeah. And I was like, oh my gosh, it wasn't just me.
It wasn't just you.
Yeah. You either loved her or you hated her.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people have a problem with Jada Pinkett Smith herself.
Right.
So, and the Smith family and Will Smith and their, pretentious children or whatever people say about them.
Yeah.
I think all of those things got wrapped up and it made her annoying, I guess. I don't know what it was for me. But yeah, I was happy to see her go over the rail there.
Yeah. Not that she won't make a sudden appearance at some point later on.
I hope not.
Maybe, but whatever.
I feel terrible saying that.
That does sound
But there's lots of good new characters. Barbara is still like, ugh.
Oh, yeah.
She could go over the rail too.
Absolutely.
If Penguin wants to dump her too, that would be great.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think it was a great kickoff of the new season. And
I think so too. What, speaking of new shows, in this case, Scream Queens, what are you thinking about that?
It was entertaining enough.
I'm really excited for it. I didn't think I'd see anything from the producers of Glee that I would be so excited for, but producers of Glee and American Horror Story, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, it is.
I don't do my research.
Jason Jason from Horrorphilia was talking about it the other day, and I told him it's like a funnier